Take 5 windows down, mind up.
Stoic, I just call it catch my breath. While the city chases nothing, I'm just riding from my stress. Purple skyline over concrete, all these towers play pretend. Lo-fi drums and smoky bass make the panic slowly bend. I've been scrolling through opinions like they prophets on my phone. Every take about my life from people who don't even know. Now it's only me in silence, only headlight on the wall. Just as gravel in my vocals saying I can't hold it all. Ash drift out the cracked up window, write graffiti in the air. Every flake of yeah I'm good that I threw out in despair. Hands tattooed around the wheel like a frame around my scars. Every vein a different timeline that survived a couple wars. And the farther that I drive, the more the city starts to shrink. Oh, might have to be somebody, turn to maybe I should think. Not about who I gotta prove to, not about what I haven't done, yeah. Just about how to be a human, yeah. When the chaos finally runs. Urban stoic on the tape, 420 in my chest. One low voice on midnight loops, giving honesty a test. Music keys in smoky shape, thoughts in slower shape. If my words shake when I say I'm lost, that's urban stoic tape. I don't need a neon mantra or a quote for you to save. Just a lonely parked up Lambo in this urban stoic wave.
I remember taking L's like they tattoo on my brain. Every failure feel eternal, every stumble feel like stains. So I learned to keep it poking, never let the table know that my hands were mostly trauma and my chips were mostly show. Now the playlist in the background say midnight cruise, just ride. And the bass feel like it's telling me it's fine and I decide. I don't gotta know my purpose to admit that I'm in pain. I don't gotta have a blueprint to say this can't stay the same. When I whisper I'm still angry that my softness got me mocked. Let it trip behind the snare like tires slipping when they locked. If I follow with a laugh, it's whatever that was then. That's the armor trying to edit when my spirit wrote in pen. But these high rises don't care about the image that I keep. They look tiny from this hilltop where my secrets learn to speak. And this track don't need me flexing, it just give me 16 bars where I set down all the burdens I've been dragging through these cars. Urban stoic on the tape, 420 in my chest. One low voice on midnight loops, giving honesty a test. News or keys in smoky shape, thoughts in slower shape. If my words shake when I say I'm lost, that's urban stoic tape. I don't need a neon mantra or a quote for you to save. Just a lonely parked up Lambo in this urban stoic wave. Maybe strength is not reaction, it's the silence after news, where you choose to feel the impact, not just drown it in the views. Maybe peace is not escape, it's when you look your messing face, saying I can't fix you tonight, but I can stop increasing weight. So I talk into the darkness like I'm sending voice notes up. Teach me how to be okay without the world to fill my cup. Teach me how to breathe without a plan that makes us worth. Teach me how to love existing, not just grinding on this earth. If I don't know, but I'm trying lens, I'll plead against the kick. That's my primary learning language that don't have to sound so slick. If it tears down the leather, dark and patch beneath my hand, that's my soul receiving memo that is fine and not command. By the time the joint is ember and the skyline mostly dim, I've been driving through my story like I'm scrolling through a film. Seen the chapters I skip mention, seen the nights I almost quit, seen the faces I keep losing when I lie, I'm over it. I can't promise transformation when I drop back in the grid, but I know I met a version of myself I kept with it. One that's tired of being simple, tired of always being strong. One that just 180 BPM to say you've heard for way too long. When I murmur I forgive you for the ways you stayed on mute. Let it float along the bass like incense in a dusty flute. If my chips for one is louder as I pour this kept me through. That's the urban stoic lesson teaching me they let me show. By the time the joint is ember and the skyline mostly dim, I've been driving through my story like I'm scrolling through a film. Seen the chapters I skip mention, seen the nights I almost quit, seen the faces I keep losing when I lie, I'm over it. I can't promise transformation when I drop back in the grid, but I know I met a version of myself I kept a hit. One that's tired of being simple, tired of always being strong. One that at just 180 BPM to say you've heard for way too long. When I murmur, I forgive you for the ways you stayed on mute. Let it float along the bass like incense in a dusty flute. If my chest feel one notch lighter as I pull this tape back out, that's the urban stoic lesson teaching me to hear me shout. Urban stoic on the tape, 420 in my chest. One low voice on midnight loops, giving honesty a test. Mojo keys and smoky shape, thoughts in slower shape. If my words shake when I say I'll choose me loaded stoke tape. I don't need a neon mantra or a quote for you to save. Just a lonely parked up Lambo and this urban stoic wave. Key off city still in motion, but my pulse don't match the chase. Cause I left some of that pressure in this quiet purple space. So if they ask me when I learned, I don't have to keep a race. So I'll say somewhere between these hills on an urban stoic tape.
Yeah. 2 a.m. Whole town down. Mind loud. 2 a.m. above the city. Every window barely lit. Every street is silver scribble where my old worries to sit. Purple stains across the skyline, mountain outlines cut the scene. Lo-fi drums are quiet footsteps walking circles through my dreams. I've been playing like I'm bulletproof in every little chat. Dropping I'm good just working while my heart don't feel like that. Now it's only me and leather, just this Lambo and this J. Just this gravel sounding narrator saying what I never say. Hoodie hood up, brim is low, eyes on nothing in the glass. Tattoo lines around the wheel, trace the routes I didn't pass. Ash flowed out the crack, the window disappearing midnight wind. Every flake of don't worry about me, I regret I ever been. And the quiet at this hour feel like someone cleared the room. All the pressure, all the voices shrink to particles of gloom. I can finally hear a question that I dodge in busy days. Who are you when you're not fixing everybody else's maze? 2 a.m. above the city, 420 in my chest. One low voice on mellow loops, putting front to the test. Blues guitar and faded pretty, fear's no longer witty. If my words shake when I say I'm not okay, it's 2 a.m. above the city. I don't need a crowd to listen, don't need life to make it pretty. Just a smoky mountain turn at 2 a.m. I remember younger nights of drive just blasting any song. Never listened to the lyrics, just afraid to sit this long. Every chorus was a bandage, I would slap on open skin. Turn the bass up on denial so the truth stay locked within. And now the beat is barely knocking, just the roads in 808. Every pocket in a rhythm like a sea for what I hate. For the shame that says you're extra, for the fear that says you're weak, for the grief that never got to say a word or even speak. When I whisper I feel empty, like success ain't feeling real. Let it fall behind the snare like a wheel that lost its feel. If I had a shaky chuckle, guess I'm wild and never mind. That's the reflex I was taught when I was punished for my mind. But the night don't change the subject, just keeps holding all the smoke, letting every crooked sentence be a full and valid note. And the dash don't grade my feelings on a scale of soft or hard. It just lights the speed I'm going while I drop this disregard. 2 a.m. above the city, 420 in my chest. One low voice on mellow loops, putting ferment to the test. Blues guitar and faded pretty, fear's no longer witty. If my words shake when I say I'm not okay, it's 2 a.m. above the city. I don't need a crowd to listen, don't need life to make it pretty. Just a smoky mountain turn at 2 a.m. Maybe healing ain't traumatic, it's a grown man in a car saying, yo, I miss my childhood to a dashboard like a star. It's admitting I'm still angry, I'm still tired, I still care. It's confessing I'm embarrassed how much love I wish was there. So I talk into the moonroof till the smoke spell out my sins. Here's the lies I told to keep you, here's the mask I tried on wins. Here's the nights I almost ended just to get some quiet sleep. Here's the promises I broke cause I was breaking way too deep. If I think I still deserve to find a soft place I belong, drop some measure out of pocket like it never fit the song. That's cause every hook I wrote was I don't care, I'm built for his. Now this verse is for the part of me that's tired of acting bliss. By the time the roach is tiny and the gaslight starts to glow, I've been driving through my past like replays on a late night show. Seen the scenes I'm not proud of, seen the ones that kept me here, seen the strangers who show kindness when my circle disappeared. I can't pay them all back proper, can't rewrite the wrong I've done, but I can't stop telling stories when my pain ain't ever won. I can honor what I carry by not saying it's whatever, by not rushing to the punchline just to fake I'm put together. When I murmur I'll be gentler with the boy inside my frame. Let it glide along the baseline like a spark inside a flame. If my chest feels slightly looser while the city grows in view, that's the weight I left suspended in this violet midnight blue. 2 a.m. above the city, 40-20 in my chest. One low voice on mellow loops, putting front man to the test. Blues guitar and faded pretty, feels no longer witty. If my words shake when I say I'll choose me too, yeah. It's 2 a.m. above the city, I don't need a crowd to listen. Don't need life to make it pretty, just a smoky mountain turn at 2 a.m. Tell bad data to the pan, look the shit must take my eyes. Spit that low with no sufficient, keep replaying in the spot. And just dance, we win us both and taking more play. It says I'm tired, then it's 2 in the morning. It says I'm tired, then it's 2 in the morning. Welcome back to Solo Night Drive Radio. It's just you, the road and whatever you've been avoiding.
Tune into the Solo Night Drive channel in my head. Every thought a calling story that I never really said. Purple city in the distance like a screensaver on mute. Lo-fi drums and smoky shuffle in my honesty commute. All day I've been in traffic, made of deadlines and demands. Ghosting every inner tremor just to lend somebody hands. Now it's only me and moonlight, just as limbo, just as track, just as gravel sounding host, taking feelings off the rack. Hoodie drape across the seat, brim below to cut the glare. Tatted fingers on the wheel, spin like records in the air. Asphalt quiet in the tray like drop calls from my own soul. Every flecker hit me later that I never did uphold. And the static on these speakers sound like things I never share. Half confession, half commercial saying bro you still not there. So I twist the volume higher on the part that sounds like me. Let the ad-libs of avoidance finally fade to low degree. Solo Night Drive channel 420 in my lungs. One low voice on Bluesy, loops turning her to late night tones. Rose gold swimming amber panel, doubts change their own angle. If my words shake when I say I'm scared, that solo drive on this channel. I don't need a co-host saving, don't need callers in the scandal. Just a smoky road at midnight on my Solo Night Drive channel. I remember childhood evenings hiding out inside my room. Stereo up just high enough to drown the family boom. Close my eyes and picture highways I could run too far from there. Didn't know that grown-up me would use those same roads as repair. Now the playlist that I'm tuned to talk about night drive, take it slow. And the bass feel like a blanket saying say it, let it go. I could feel that scared kid listening from the backseat of my mind, waiting on a grown-up version who won't leave his pain behind. When I whisper they were wrong, when they called you overdone, let it wobble off the snare like static from a distant run. If I had a shaky sorry, I repeated all that stuff. That's my present taking ownership for telling him he's rough. And the neon on the dash go like we got you on the show. Like the station finally broadcast what we needed years ago. No more skip button, no segments where the topic's how we feel. Every break is just a breath between confessions that are real.
Solo Night Drive channel 420 in my lungs.
One low voice on Bluesy, loops turning her to late night tones. Roads caught swimming in the panel, doubts change their own angle. If my words shake when I say I'm scared, it's solo drive on this channel. I don't need a co-host saving, don't need callers in a scandal. Just a smoky road at midnight on my Solo Night Drive channel. Maybe all these night drive vibes playlists had it right for years. They were made for folks like us who mix loud bass with softer fears. For the ones that look composed while their inside spinning ache. For the ones who only let it out when streets avoiding late. So I send a shout out quiet to whoever feel like this. Keep your hands upon the wheel, fam, let the beat translate the mess. You ain't weird for being tender, you ain't weak for feeling much. much. You're just tuned to higher detail in a world that I'm untouched. If I love you while your fragile lands, I'll beat against the kick. That's a drop from deep inside me, hitting live, unplugged and slick. If a tear slide down my cheek and hit the mic that ain't there, that's my private little broadcast finally cutting through the air. By the time the joint is tiny and the gaslight softly glows, I've been hosting only caller on a show nobody knows. Talked about the ways I'm lonely, laughed at things that still feel sore. Let the chorus hold my secrets like it always did before. I can't promise tomorrow's daylight won't make me slip mask back on, but know I got a station I can tune to when I'm gone. Somewhere past the simple playlist, past the hype and past the flex, where the only trending topic is what's truly on your chest. When I murmur, I'll come back here next time I feel too much weight. Let it ride along the baseline like the idea of the stage. If my breath sync with the rhythm as the city nears the panel, that's my heart locked to the signal of the solo night drive channel. Solo night drive channel, 420 in my lungs. One low voice on bluesy loops, turning her to late night tongues. Roads caught swimming and we're pan low. Doubts change their own angle. If my words shake when I say I'll choose me to that solo drive on this channel. A co-host saving, don't need callers in the scandal. Just a smoky road at midnight on my solo night drive channel. Station fades as I at home, but the chorus stays in mind like a jam.
The swirl and the smoke behind me. Smoke trail over the freeway, red eyes in the mirror glass. Every exit look familiar, like a habit I should pass. Purple clouds above the hood, city glowing down below. Lo-fi drums in slow rotation, let my overthinking slow. I've been living in a group chat that don't know my legal name. They know memes and midnight music, not the boy behind the flame. Now it's only me and leather, just this lighter in this lane. Just this gravel, scratchy conscience, spitting verses to my brain. Hoodie strings hang off my chin, brim pull low to shade my doubt. Tattoos wrapped around the wheel, like the route I can't reroute. Ash drift out the crack the window, catch the wind and disappear. Every flake of I'm good, bro, that I said while drowning here. And the more I hit this corner, more the noise fades in the hum. All the timelines, all opinions turn to background distant drum. Up in silence, asking gentle like it's filling out a sheet. When was last time you checked in on a man in driver's seat? Smoke trail over the freeway, 420 in my lungs. One low voice on hazy loops, turning pain to different tones. Blues guitar invalid replay, fearing soft to relay. If my words shake when I say I'm not okay, that smoke on freeway. I don't need a choir of answers or a script for what to say. Just a lonely stretch of asphalt with the smoke behind my day. I remember every season I would speed to feel in charge. Pedal down like if I'm moving, nothing else can hit me large. Kept the speakers on atomic just to drown my inner noise. Like if bass was loud enough, it might rewrite my inner voice. Now the volume sitting modest, just the roads and gentle snare. Every pocket in the rhythm is a seat for what I bear. Seat for guilt that I've been faking, seat for shame that I'm afraid, seat for grief that never made it past the jokes that I've played. When I whisper, I feel scared that if I stop, they'll let me fade. Let it stumble off the hi-hat like a wheel in puddle late. If I add a shaky chuckle, guess that's trauma talking, bro. That's the armor, still reluctant to admit it hurt this low. But the freeway doesn't answer, it just hold me between these lines. And the guardrail doesn't flinch it, how my voice breaks through these rhymes. So I leave the punchline naked, let the sentence end in raw. Let the truth sit in the reverb like a law above that law. Smoke trail over the freeway, 420 in my lungs. One low voice on hazy loops, turning pain to different tones. Blues guitar invalid replay, fearing softer relay. If my words shake when I say I'm not okay, that smoke on freeway. I don't need a choir of answers ain't acceleration. Maybe it's the gentle break, maybe growth is not, I never fall. But I admit when things still lake, maybe love is not one-sided, not me always be in the net. Maybe love is when I caught him just to say I'm not there yet. So I practice lines in silence I ain't said out loud before. I don't have it all together, can we talk when you got more? If I vanish when I'm struggling, it's a habit, not my heart. I'm relearning how to show up before everything falls apart. If I deserve the same concern, I keep on giving hits off beat. That's my self-worth calibrating to a rhythm less discreet. If a tail lands on the logo in the middle of the wheel, that's a signature that says this late night monologue is real. By the time the joint is amber and the gas reads almost E, I've been driving through my patterns like a playlist only me. Seen the nights I answer midnight, then at 3 a.m. again. Seen the days I healed strangers while I ghosted my own friend. I can't flip those chapters backward, can't refund the parts I gave, but I can adjust the future, draw a line that I might say. Clause 1, if I'm at capacity, I won't lie and say I'm down. Clause 2, if my chest is sinking, I won't play the class clown. When I murmur, I'll show up for me the way I do for them. Let it ride on low and bass like a vow and quiet hymn. If my shoulders drop a little as the city lights appear, that's the weight I left suspended with the smoke trail in my rear. Smoke trail over the freeway, 420 in my lungs. One low voice on hazy loose, turning pain to different tones. Blues guitar in violent replay, fearing softer relay. If my words shake when I say I'm not okay, that's smoke on freeway. I don't need a choir of answers or a script for what to say, just a lonely stretch of asphalt with the smoke behind my day. Merge back and where all the billboards start to shout about their deals, but that low and hoarse confession right inside me at the wheel. If they ask me when I learned to stop, I run in what I feel or say. Or snow for what's unintended. You're tuned back in a slow cush radio, broadcasting live from the driver's seat of whatever you survive. Slow kush radio in my head, no commercial, just my fears. Every thought a smoky bumper calling back from older years. Purple city in the distance, swimming soft in balcony like lo-fi drums, like heartbeat echoes underneath this easy night. I've been living in surround sound made of everybody's needs, playing therapist and DJ while my own track never bleeds. Now it's only me and engine, only hum of worn out tires, just as gravel sounding host, reading mail from burnt out choirs. Hoodie draped around my shoulders, brim pulled down to shade my eyes, tattoo lines across the wheel like the radio of my life. Has drop gentle in the tray like loose static from the show. Every flake of yeah, man, it's that I never should've spoke. And the script from Slow Kush Radio say, drift deeper in the haze, thoughts that wander out direction. Yeah, that's me on longer days, driving circles round the question, who gon' hold you when you shake? Why the bass say you can answer that yourself for once it's safe. Slow Kush Radio in my head, 420 in my lungs. One low voice on bluesy loops, turning burnout into tongues. Roads and guitar smoky bed, doubts and lower tread. If my words shake when I say I'm overwhelmed, that's what I said. I don't need a polished segment or a guess to break the dread, just a night drive frequency called Slow Kush in my head. I remember every era where the motto was don't trip. Any tear felt like betrayal to the crew I tried to grip, so I swallow whole tsunamis, called a wave control instead. Never noticed in my ribcage was the levee's only thread. Now the chill rap for late night drives, description hit too true. Late night vibes, weed smoking, smoke session, yeah that's you, but they don't list. Quiet crying or replay of every loss, so I add
add that to the tagline while these lane lines crisscross. When I whisper, I feel guilty when I can't pick up for all. Let it stumble off the snare like voicemail, commit fall. If I had, they'd be fine without me. I'm dramatic, I'm a lot. That's the part that fears I'm only loved for what I've always got. But this radio inside me doesn't cut the cheerful tracks, doesn't drown out my admission, doesn't spin it into facts. It just let the needle wobble on this dusty inward song. Play the skips and all the crackle like they always did belong. Slow cause radio in my head, 420 in my lungs. One low voice on bluesy loops, turning burnout into tongues. Roads and guitar, smoky bed, doubts and lower tread. If my words shake when I say I'm overwhelmed, that's what I said. I don't need a polished segment or a guest to break the dread. Just a night drive frequency, go slow cause in my head. Maybe self-care is a program that you never used to air, cause you thought no one would listen if you weren't just there to care. Maybe boundaries are the station break where you finally say I'm off. Lines are closed for maintenance, I'm not taking every call. So I drop a little bumper, this next hour's just for me. Slow cushion of service, we'll be right back after I breathe. Let the silence fill the cabin like some unreleased B-side. Let my body get a feature on a song I used to hide. If I'm worth time when I'm not useful, lands off beat against the kick. That's my word for learning rhythm that ain't powered by Be Quick. If a tear runs down my chin and hits the logo on my tee, that's a listener of the station finally hearing host is me. By the time the joint is cinder and the playlist loops again, I've been broadcasting confessions that were static in my pen. Talked about the nights I broke, about the days I played it cool, about the times I was the only one who knew I'd almost lose. I can't promise next week's episodes won't get crowded, won't get loud, but I know this inner channel ain't just made to serve the crowd. It'll spin my softer records when I'm tempted to play hard. It'll keep one slot reserved for all the feelings I discard. When I murmur, I'll keep tuning in when life gets loud outside. Let it float along the base like headlights on a last ride. If my chest feels slightly lighter as the skyline nears ahead, that's the slow cause nightly hour turn the static into thread. Slow cause radio in my head, 420 in my lungs. One low voice on bluesy loops, turning burnout into tongues. Rungs and get out smoky bed, doubts and lower tread. If my words shake when I say I'm overwhelmed, that's what I said. I don't need a polished segment or a guest to break the dread. Just a night drive frequency called slow cause in my head. Fade us out past all the noise with city headlines shout instead. But that low and rough announcer still keep speaking in my stead. If they ask me when I love my home, the station may just dead. But I can ride with it. Real view of who I was, little ghost in all black, sitting right behind my shoulder while the skyline fade to black. Purple glow on dashboard, plastic city spilling down the hill. Lo-fi drums like faded echoes of the nights I forced to chill. I've been acting like I outrun every version that I hate. Like the money and the mileage put a seal on my whole fate. Now it's only me and freeway, only smoking yellow lines. Just this gravel sounding driver with his younger self behind. Hoodie shadows in the backseat, shoes are pressed against the seat. I can feel his quiet questions bouncing with the 808. Ash flow back there through the moonroof, hang a second over him. Every flake of you'll be fine, that I said while lights were dead. I catch him in the mirror, same eyes, different kind of glow. He don't care about what I'm driving, just about the did you grow. Just about did we get kinder to the hurt we used to hide. Did you learn to stop regretting every time you let me cry? Rear view of who I was, 420 in the air. One low voice in front seat, talking to that boy back there.
guitar and gentle fuzz, feel loosen from the buzz. If my words shake when I say I'm proud of you, that's who I was. I don't need a time machine or some sci-fi movie, cause just a lonely night of driving with the rear view who I was. I remember seeing mirrors as the enemy in rooms. Every angle felt like evidence. I never filled my own shoes. Used to stare and list affections like a critic in my head. Then I laugh it off in public, keep the verdict just unsaid. Now that kid is in the back, watching every lane I choose, wondering if I trust his instincts after years of calling bruise. So I talk while city flickers like old film beneath our ride. Yo, I know I dragged you places just to prove we both survived. When I whisper I am sorry for the jokes I made on you, let it trip behind the snare like headlights streaking out of view. If I had a cracked up damn, I really was your bully too. That's the truth I never wanted, but I owe that kid his due. He don't answer with a monologue, just a silence sitting still. But the weight inside the cabin shift like someone dropped a wheel. Like the papers of our story rearranged behind the glass. Same events, but now the blame ain't all on him for what went past. Rear view of who I was, 420 in the air. One low voice in front seat talking to that boy back there. Blues guitar and gentle fuzz, feel loosen from the buzz. If my words shake when I say I'm proud of you, that's who I was. I don't need a time machine or some sci-fi movie, cause just a lonely night of driving with the rear view who I was. Maybe healing isn't leaving every version in the dust. Maybe it's inviting them to ride along with newfound trust. Letting wounded kids and teenagers the aux for certain songs. Letting every age you ever were of saying right and wrong. So I hand the backseat phantom this invisible remote. Pick the song that kept you breathing when they wrote you off as jokes. Soon as that familiar sample hit these speakers once again, I can feel his shoulders loosen like you still remember then. If you deserve way more protection than I gave you hits off beat, that's apology in transit, no rehearsal, just the heat. If from terror appears no retro, just reflection in the tent, that's the proof that all this mileage never changed what feelings meant. By the time the blunt is roaching, suburbs sneak into the view. I've been driving with my history in the passenger box too. Every heartbreak, every triumph, every time I played the clown. Every night I thought of quitting, but chose one more lap around. I can't drop them at a timeline where the pain ain't never been, but I can say you right up front when tomorrow's days begin. Let them choose a softer answer when my pride wants hard and fast. Let it shaky little, maybe balance out my stuck on last. When I murmur from here on, you ain't the punchline, you the proof. Let it float along the baseline like a kite beneath the roof. If my chest feel more expanded, though the problem's still the same, that's the rear view moving forward, not just stuck calling my name. Rear view of who I was, 420 in the air. One low voice in front seat talking to that boy back there. Blues guitar and gentle fuzz, feel loosen from the buzz. If my words shake when I say we both belong, that's who I was. I don't need a time machine or some sci-fi movie, cause just a lonely night of driving with the rear view who I was. Turn toward home, park the car, let the engine finally rest. But that low and smoky promise stay like ink inside my chest. If they ask me when I stop treating my old self like the loss, I'll say one slow 20 ride with my rear view as the boss. Under this bridge, nobody's listening but me. Purple overpass confessional, whole world humming overhead. Every semi like a heartbeat from a life I almost led. City glow behind the pillars, mountains watch from far away. Lo-fi drums and faded shuffle keep my worries at bay. I've been living like a hotline that forgot its own voicemail, picking up for everybody, letting my calls hit the rail. Now it's only me and idle, just this Lambo, just this joint, just this gravel sounding preacher finally getting to the point. Hoodie hood up, brim is low, smoke just halo around my head. Tattoo letters on the wheel, spell out things I left them red. Asphalt quiet on the floor, man, tiny snow and neon dust. Every flake of bro, I'm straight spoken when I lost my trust. And the concrete up above me feel like roof for who I am, like a secret little basement for the feelings that I cram. No applause, no you'll get through it, no at least it's not that bad. Just the echo on my chest saying yeah, that really made you sad. Purple overpass, confessional, 420 in my lungs. One low voice on sleepy loops, turning numbness into tongues. Blues guitar and mine a blessing, fear and slow undressing. If my words shake when I say I'm hurt, that's overpass confessing. I don't need a crowd of answers or a moral in the lesson, just this hollow smoky shelter for a purple night confession. I remember being younger, getting told don't be so deep, stop exaggerating problems, just move on and get some sleep. So I threw a mask together, called it chillin', wore it proud, turned my breakdown into stand-up, cause that always pleased the crowd. Now the jokes don't hit as easy when it's only me and beams, just the hum of distant engines in the crack between my seams. When I whisper, I still carry things they said when I was small, let it wobble off the hi-hat like a drip from in the wall. If I had this kind of petty, I should be past that by now. That's the voice that keeps on gaslighting my younger self somehow. But the darkness under concrete doesn't rush me to move on, it just holds the weight in silence while the honesty stays strong. So I list the little moments that still sting like they will last, every laugh that felt like dagger, every relax said too fast, every time I shut my mouth cause I assumed I was too much, every scene where I was desperate for a simple gentle touch. Purple overpass confessional, 420 in my lungs. One low voice on sleepy loops, turning numbness into tongues. Blues guitar and mine a blessing, slow undressing. If my words shake when I say I'm hurt, that's so past confessing. I don't need a crowd of answers or more in the lesson, just this hollow smoky shelter for a purple night confession. Maybe closure isn't healed now, maybe closure is this real, maybe growth is not deletion, it's that happen I still feel. Maybe strength is saying yeah, that damaged me without a but, letting empathy flow inward to the places I've kept shut. So I talk straight to that kid self sitting across from driver's seat. Yo, they shouldn't have dismissed you, you were valid, you were sweet, you were not too much for people, they were just too little then. You deserved a softer language long before you held this pen. If I'm sorry, I believe them lands are beat against the kick, that's my heart relearning rhythm that was broken as a trick. If a tear hits on the shift to blur the numbers with a shine, that's baptism for a version of me left outside the line. By the time the roaches ember and the trucks then overhead, I've been speaking more in 30 than I did in years I bled. Told the pillars about my failures, told the shadows down my doubt, told the steering about the nights I thought I never climb back out. I can't fix the ones who hurt me, can't rewrite what they confess, but I can stop giving power to the way they score my chest. When I murmur their opinion isn't law on who I be, let it surf along the baseline like a wave that's finally free. If my shoulders feel a fraction
less like armor, more like skin. Past this purple overpass, let in some tenderness. Walk in purple overpass confessional, 420 in my long. One low voice on sleepy loops, turning numbness into tones. Blues guitar in mine a blessing, fear and slow undressing. If my words shake when I say I'll trust me now, that's over past confessing. I don't need a crowd of answers or more than a lesson, just this hollow, smoky shelter for a purple night confession. Ease it back onto the freeway, let the traffic take its claim, but that low-end horse confession keep on looping in my frame. If they ask me when I started taking my own side at last, I'll say late 1/4/29, under concrete, losing mass.
Yeah, just me. This car in the weight I never said. Yeah.
Purple hills, heavy thoughts, city glowing at my knees. Every house a little secret, somebody keeps on low degrees. Sky look airbrushed on the windshield, mountains cut the world in stripes. Lo-fi drums in slow rotation, turn my chaos into vibes. All day long I play the solid, I'm the one you lean on cool. Talk like nothing never shakes me, act like pain obeys my rules. Now it's only leather seats and this blunt between my teeth. Just a gravel sound, a monologue I never let out underneath. Hoodie gathered around my neck, cap brim hiding tired eyes. Tattoo letters on the wheel, trace the places my hope dies. Ash flowed out the crack, the window disappearing, violet air. Every flake of yeah, I'm fine, that I threw out like a prayer. And up here there's performance, know you good, I gotta fade. Just a hum of this transmission and the hearts I used to break. I can finally hear me breathing louder than the city's buzz. Ask myself the kind of questions I avoid about who I was. Purple hills, heavy thoughts, 420 in my chest. One low voice on dusty chords, putting front man to the test. Blues guitar and quiet plots, truth connect the dots. If my words shake when I say I'm not okay, those purple hills, no lights. I don't need a single witness for this breakdown to make sense. Just a smoky mountain freeway and some heavy thoughts to vent. Thought that none was being brave. Thought that never let them see you was the code for how to save. Turned my trauma into punchlines, made my heart break into flex. Learned to change the subject quick when conversation turned to X. Now the rear view hold those versions like old movies on repeat. See a kid who needed hugging, got a lecture in the seat. See a teen who lit his first one, hoping pain would burn out too. Didn't know he'd still be driving through that smoke at 22. When I whisper I'm still angry that they never saw my hurt. Let it stumble off the snare like tires slipping in the dirt. If I follow with the chuckle, guess I'm tripping, let it ride. That's the leftover defense that hates when I switch off my pride. But these mountains don't get awkward, they just hold me in this lane. And the dashboard doesn't argue, it just glows and hears my pain. So I let the line sit ugly, let it echo off the dash. Let the silence be the therapist while old feelings finally quiet. Purple hills, heavy thoughts, 420 in my chest. One low voice on dusty chords, putting from into the test. Blues guitar and quiet plots, true connect the dots. If my words shake when I say I'm not okay, those purple hills, no lights. I don't need a single witness for this breakdown to make sense. Just a smoky mountain freeway and some heavy thoughts to vent. rise, it's a half tank after dark, where you circle round your memories till you find the softest part, where you talk about the night you almost left without goodbye, where you name the things you're scared of and don't rush to justify. So I tell the glass my secrets like it's signed to non-disclose. I still hate how much I'm needy, I still flinch when someone close. I'm afraid that if I slow down they'll replace me while I rest. I'm afraid I'll die successful but ignored by who I'm pressed. If I'm worth it, even empty lands or beat behind the kick. That's my self-respect rebooting from a long and brutal glitch. If a tear hangs on my chin and drops like timing out of place, that's just life relearning rhythm in this purple color space. By the time the roach is tiny and the gauge reads nearly low, I done driven through the chapters I don't show in every show. Seen the scenes where I went missing so the crew could feel alright. Seen the nights I played the hero, then went home and lost the fight. I can't rewrite every moment, can't go back and pick me first, but I can decide from now on I won't leave me at my worst. When I'm humble, I protect you to the boy inside my eyes. Let it ride along the baseline like a promise that provides. If my chest feel weirdly lighter though the road's still full of bends, that's the weight I dropped up here with these purple smoky friends. Purple hills, heavy thoughts, 420 in my chest. One low voice on dusty chords, putting front man to the test. Blues guitar and quiet plots, truth connect the dots. If my words shake when I say I'll choose me to those purple hills, no lots. I don't need a single witness for this breakdown to make sense. Just a smoky mountain freeway and some heavy thoughts to vent. Head back down toward the chaos where my roads line up again, but that low and hoarse confession right inside me like a friend. If they ask me when I stop treating my feelings like they're small, I'll say one slow 40-20 drive where I finally said it all. Buckle up, kid, you riding with me tonight. Passenger seat for my past, ghost virgins riding shotgun. Little me with all his questions, teenage me who tried to run. Purple skyline like a backdrop for the scenes we never shot. Lo-fi drums and faded loop while I replay what I forgot. I've been acting like I'm solo, but my scars sit by the glass. Every memory uninvited, got a ticket to this mass. Now it's only us and fumes, only moonlight on the dash. Just his gravel voice the dope, trying to talk to who he was. Hoodie sleeves up to my elbows, grip the wheel with tattooed hands. See the kid in hoodie smaller, sitting where nobody stands. Ash float toward the passenger, then dissolve in cool night air. Every flake of you should toughen up, I laid across his chair. And I finally say my bad for all the times I made him mute. All the moments I said we're fine while he was shaking in that suit. Told him don't you dare be needy, they don't stay for kids like you. While I volunteered our heart for every fire we drove into. Passenger seat for my past, 420 in the cab. One low voice on broken loops, giving younger me a grab. Blues guitar like gentle cast, feel release that last. If my words shake when I say I'm sorry, kid, that's past repast. I don't need a time machine or anyone to understand. Just a smoky night of driving with my younger self at hand. I remember certain bedrooms, posters sagging off the wall. Phone light glowing after midnight, praying no one heard me call. Save my own life in the whispers, I ain't dare to say out loud. Please don't leave me, please don't hate me, please be proud of who I'm proud. Now that same kid in the seat, got his knees up to his chin, looking out at all these mountains like he can't believe we in. Something better than that mattress with the springs against the spine. Something bigger than the neighborhood that swore we die in line. When I tell him I'm still shaky, but we made it through those nights. Let it wobble off the
snare like we still dodging all those fights. If I had a choked up thank you for not going through with plans, that's me giving them the credit for these tattoo covered hands. And he look at me like stranger, like you sure you talking true. So I point out every skyline, every moment we pulled through, every friend that didn't vanish, every song that kept us here, every time we felt like quitting but still woke up one more year. Passenger seat for my past, 420 in the cab. One low voice on broken loops, giving younger me a grab. Blues guitar like gentle cast, feel release that last. If my words shake when I say I'm proud of you, that's past repast. I don't need a time machine or anyone to understand. Just a smoky night of driving with my younger self at hand. Maybe closure isn't fancy, it's a driving I was wrong. Where you tell that inner version you were brave for holding on. Where you stop calling them too much and start saying you were smart, just for finding ways to cope when no one else could see your heart. So I promise him in detail while the lane lines blur to white. I won't volunteer as homie for Kata Garrett, Kata fight. I stop throwing you in fires just to show that we ain't weak. I'll start asking what you're feeling when my throat begins to creak. If you deserve a gentle future, lands off beat against the kick. That's the part of me that never thought his story could be picked. If a tear slides off his cheek and my mind's rearview would last, that's the picture of a true sign between present and our past. By the time the road is tiny and the city pulls us near, I imagine dropping him off somewhere safer than back here. Somewhere he can keep on drawing, write his songs without the rush. Somewhere nobody is laughing when his voice shaking the hush. But instead I say you stay bro, you not baggage, you my core. You the reason I keep breathing when it feel like nothing more. You ain't just a chapter over, you the root of who I am. Let the baseline hold that sentence like it's stamping a new stamp. When I murmur you can rest, now I'll protect us like you tried. Let it float along the kick drum like I lane got open wide. If my chest feel less like crumbling, more solid, more like stance, that's my past moving from backseat into honest second chance. Passenger seat for my past, 420 in the cab. One low voice on broken loops, giving younger me a grab. Blues guitar like gentle cast, feel release that last. If my words shake when I say let's go home kid, that's past repast. I don't need a time machine or anyone to understand. Just a smoky night of driving with my younger self at hand. Backing toward tomorrow while the dawn start thinking about, but that low and raspy promise right beside me, never out. If they ask me when I stop leaving, hold me in the crash, I'll say one slow 420 ride.
Yeah. Engine off, mine still running. Parking lot after midnight, mall lights flicker, almost dead. Empty spaces like the pages, I ain't filled with what I said. Purple haze above the rooftop, city distant humming low. Lo-fi drums in soft rotation, keep my breathing in the flow. I've been living at the surface, where I'm good is all I share. Cracking jokes in every group, so no one asks what's under there. Now it's only me and leather, only moon on tinted glass. Just this gravel color monologue I always let bypass. Hoodie bunched up like a pillow, brim pull low to hide my eyes. Tattoo veins around my knuckles, like subtitles of my lies. Asphalt quiet in the cup holder, gray snow and plastic kills. Every fleck of conversation that I dodge with cheaper thrills. In this empty life feels sacred in a low budget kind of way. Like a chapel made of concrete where my chest can finally say all the stuff I keep in draft so I don't scare the ones I love. Audio I almost lost it that I never speak of. Parking lot after midnight, 420 in my lungs. One low voice on hazy loops, turning silence into tongues. Blues guitar and gentle light, feel step out of sight. If my words shake when I say I'm not okay, that's midnight light night. I don't need a pulpit pastor or a spotlight to feel right. Just a half-lit piece of concrete for this parking lot midnight. I remember younger versions posted up in spots like this. Backseat full of fake bravado, talking big about who I'd kiss. Never once said I'm depressed, just said I'm tired, I'm out of it. Turned I think I need some help into I'm bored, let's dip, that's it. Now the only crowd is ghosts. of who I thought that I should be. All the copies of my image that forgot there's also me. The one who wakes up feeling heavy with no reason he can name. The one who's scared if he stops smiling, they won't look at him the same. When I whisper, I feel lonely, even when the room is full. Let it trip behind the snare, like a car that hit a tool. If I had, I know it's stupid. I got people, I got crew. That's the voice that keeps on gaslighting what my gut already knew. But these roads don't roll their eyes, they just line up holding space. And the lamppost doesn't judge me when a tear runs off my face. It just halo around my damage like it's saying I still see. You don't vanish cause you fragile, you don't lose your right to be. Parking lot after midnight, 420 in my lungs. One low voice on hazy loops, turning silence into tongues. Blues guitar and gentle light, fear step out of sight. If my words shake when I say I'm not okay, that's midnight lot night. I don't need a pulpit pastor or a spotlight to feel right. Just a half-lit piece of concrete for this parking lot midnight. Maybe faith is just a choice to show up as you really are. Not the hashtag or aesthetic, just a mess inside the car. Maybe hope is sitting still when every instinct says escape. Letting sadness have a verse before you cut and change the tape. So I talk out loud to no one, like I'm on a shaky live. Here's the nights I almost ended, here's the stuff that kept me tied. Here's the songs that built the bridge when I was standing on the edge. Here's a text I never sent that might have pulled me from that ledge. If I deserve a second, third and fourth chance at this life, drops a bar behind the temple like it stumbled on a knife. That's my heart relearning grammar, where existing ain't a crime. Where I made it to this evening is enough to count as shine. By the time the roaches filter and the mall lights finally cut, I've been driving through confession without ever leaving shut. Heard my chest admit I'm tired, heard my pride admit I'm wrong. Heard the part of me that's quiet say I've been small for way too long. I can't promise I'll be open when the sun is bright and loud, but I know there's this small parking lot where I can drop the crowd. When I murmur I'll come back here when the noise gets way too much. Let it float along the baseline like a friend request for touch. If my breath feel less like choking and more steady, more in sight, that's the proof I left some weight here in this parking lot midnight. Parking lot after midnight, 420 in my lungs. One low voice on hazy loops, turning silence into tongues. Blues guitar and gentle light, fear step out of sight. If my words shake when I say I'll choose me too, that's midnight lot night. I don't need a pulpit pastor or a spotlight to feel right. Just a half-lit piece of concrete for this parking lot midnight. Turn the key, the dash wakes up, world resumes its daily script. But that low and raspy monologue stay underneath each quip. If they ask me when I started taking my own pain is right, I say tanking to myself in a parking lot at night.